didn't really mean to go live already, but I did. So that's just the way it is. I pressed the button without really thinking what I was doing. Okay, yeah, so I figured out the bug at the end of yesterday. So is that and now that I'm more awake, I kind of I'm doing this thing where I let me get another terminal open. I'm doing this thing where I almost rebooted my computer by accident. That would have been bad. I'm just gonna compile really quickly to show what I'm working on. But yeah, I was just kind of sitting here in silence working on this, so I thought I might as well just do it live. Okay, so basically we have this button that makes elements now, and now I'm just trying to get these corners rounded better, and to be round instead of like kind of ovals. And apparently what I have to do is I have to ask as attribute the aspect ratio for the width and the height, so that you can correct it. I think you just divide it by that. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then you're in my way. Then we're gonna work on this. So I have so that you can select your elements right now. This doesn't work yet because I forgot to fix that, but yeah, this all works. As you can see, I didn't really. Yeah, this works. I have it right now so that eventually you're gonna. Well, next I'm gonna implement this add point so that it's going to add a point to the whole of whatever you have selected. So like I'll click here and then it'll go like this, right? And I have the whole finder for that implemented already, but anyway, that's what I'm working on. Okay, so to do that, I need to just do this, and this is going to be called, I'll just call it aspect, why not? There's I can't remember what it is. There's a keybind to increment all of these. I don't care enough. This song's kind of sad. Not gonna lie. Okay. This is a good song. Okay. The aspect equals a aspect. God, I hate when I have to edit this because then I have to go into the VAOs and change that, and then that's annoying. But yeah, so this I also have to edit the struct as well, which is annoying. Yeah, so I'll just keep this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should really learn how to use what should we call it? Offset of instead of size of. I don't know. Actually, I think the easier way to do this is probably to just very obvious that I never learned how to use opt it up, and I'm too scared to change my ways about it. But that is just what it is, you know. I am currently off with this, so now I have to move everything up. So this is now 4, so this goes to 10. This goes to 14, this goes to 16, this goes to 17, and then this goes to 18. I'm doing this correctly for sure. Yeah, okay. So we're changing this now, and then in here we're going to float width height. Okay. Now all I have to do is edit the this is going to be in let's see, this is down here. Yeah, it's all red, so that means that it has to be here. So this is going to be here now. It's just element width. Hopefully this isn't painful. I don't really know what I'm getting myself into here with this. But this was just the idea that I had was I should really be copying this. I should really just use the multiple cursor functionality that I championed myself to do this. Okay, this should just work. Yeah, now I have to actually use it, which is the hard part. As far as we have the press page down there. What am I dividing here? Wait, first of all, I have that as a float, so I have to go do that, okay. I didn't do anything wrong here, right? Okay, nice. Yeah, so this is in as a vec2, but then I'm going to, this is going to be, I think that this is it. And then we're going to, maybe we just multiply. I'm not really sure. I am not really sure, but I will compile this and see if we're doing it correct. It always takes longer to compile when I'm live. It's fine. did the classic thing here. I have to assign this to a variable, so it's going to be better to UV equals VUV, and I think this is right. If I can't figure this out, then I'll just leave it till later. Okay. I'm getting an error. It's entirely possible that I'm just have a syntax error here. So I'm just going to go oh, yeah, I did not realize that. I did not realize that at all. It's entirely possible that I can go multiply one either x or y by the aspect, and that might be the play. I don't really know. Okay. Really? Dang. What am I missing? What am I missing? Oh. To be fair to me there, it is width and height. I'm just using a vec2. So, yeah, that is fine. I'm just not thinking correctly about it. I think I might have to multiply one of them by either width or height and not the full thing. Because that's how aspect ratios work apparently. we look the same. Uh, we look exactly the same, so I'm guessing that, yeah, I'm supposed to, well, this is the width divided by the height, so I'm just going to do, if it's width divided by height, then I should probably do, that would be my best guess. Yeah, I'm not sure though. It could be the other way around. After this is done, then I'm going to work on the on adding the points so that we can get shapes, oranges, rectangles. Oh. Okay. I guess this isn't going to work. Hmm. Like I thought it would. Yeah, maybe I just don't obsess over this right now, but that's annoying because that's what I planned on. Why does that not work? I guess I could try. I guess I could just give it a shot with with multiplying it times the y. I was really excited for that to work. Basically, I had this already set up with the correct corners, but it wasn't working. Like it just wouldn't work with one side. So I just thought, okay, well, I'll just recorrect the UVs in the shader. Like, this is 100% working. It's just not providing any output. So the annoying thing is that it isn't even changing anything. So I don't even know which way it's wrong. If I can't figure it out though, it's not a big deal right now. Yeah, that didn't even change anything. Oh my god, you know what? I'm so dumb. I just have like a straight up syntax error because I'm not paying attention because I'm that stream range right now. just using the wrong variable straight up. This is 100% the issue. It's just me not using the right variable. That's why nothing was changing. Okay, well, this made everything a square, which to be honest, I don't really even understand how this works, but my best guess, to be honest, would be that I try removing the alpha portion of it here and just going straight, because this, I'm not sure if this is doing what I want it to. I only want the UVs to affect the border, so that might be it. I don't know. How do I have it only affect the border but not the actual box? I don't really understand. Don't really know. I might have to figure out how other people do it. So this is just going to go straight to the element. Yeah, we're only selecting one for right now, so I'm just going to straight up do this just for testing purposes. It definitely is working the right way though. It's just affecting the entire shape and not just the border. Okay, this is working. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I just revert this to a working state and then figure out that later. Okay, so this should all work now. Okay, so I want to make a function that's going to be add point to the current element. So I'll make that down here because it's going to use those other functions. I'm going to take in a I-2 of the position that was clicked, and then just add it, and then regenerate the whole. Yeah. Okay. I think I have to resize this array though. Okay. This is going to be resizable to a pointer. No, it's not. That's just going to be a typical thing here. Okay, this is reality now. So I just shred it, add it on to the end. Right, outline. Buffer. Sweep correctly. And now I just need to call that function that I had. Generate UI. Now, maybe. Can't remember if this was it. I think so. I think actually so. This is the yeah. Where was it? Okay. So this is our element, our original outline. I'm just realizing now that this function is actually wildly inconvenient. But I mean, I think you, I think it's required though. Okay. shouldn't be that difficult, right? So I'm going to uh, hey, what's up? Oh, sound stuttering. Oh man, this has been really annoying me lately because uh, let me know if I magically fixed it. Somehow I mean I might. It's pretty much impossible. Uh, it's better. Okay. Well, that's good. This is very frustrating because I thought I had fixed this. Um, at least it's been fixed recently. Um, my setup is kind of jank. Let's see. It's the same issue. I don't know what to do other than reboot, to be honest. It's kind of annoying because to be honest, I was kind of scared to press. Am I still live? I don't know. It says that I'm still live. Is it still weird? Now it sounds fine? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I quit my other OBS and switched to the Flatpak OBS, which is a different version. So if it breaks again, I'll just have to, I don't know, figure something else out. The thing is, it's always fine when I record, and I'm monitoring myself right now, and it sounds fine. This used to just be an issue with the Pulse Audio thing, but now it's just a regular issue, I guess, which is annoying. Okay, let me close this other OBS. Okay, what was I doing? I was allocating a temporary buffer to do this thing. This is like really cursed what I'm doing right here. Because every time I call this function, now I have to create another scratch buffer for this. This is the same counter. Add point to element. Okay, so this should just work. Because it, basically what this does, to explain what I'm doing here, is that this creates like a 2D convex hole for the UI widgets or whatever that get generated. Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed, but hopefully that doesn't happen again. Okay, so what was I doing? I was going to add this onto, well, this is going to be in this wonderfully named file. It's going to be, every time I open up this file, I kind of regret structuring it the way I did, because I can never find anything. Yeah, so it's going to be here. It's going to be on create points. I have to add that to the header. Yeah, I agree with that. It's just like I might have to refactor all this anyway. The reason why I have a scratch buffer there is because it's like it basically works like in 3 different arrays. So it has like the regular outline that is stored on the struct, and then I have to do this actually. It's just a literal copy of the of it that it operates on, because it ends up freeing this buffer once it goes into the function, which was structured that way for another use of this function, but now it's being used in this way. So yeah, so this function basically it was kind of like a part of this function generate default UI points, which just like generates a rectangle, right? So this was originally just stack allocated, and now it's not. Okay, so add point element is here. I don't have the this is in editor config dot selected elements. We're just gonna go for 0 right now, and the pause is gonna be as I said, this is kind of cursed, but yes. I can do the move too. The move isn't that bad. Oh, thanks, Daniel. I appreciate that. It wasn't nice stuff a few minutes ago when my mic was stuttering really bad. I was wondering why everybody was like coming into the stream and just heading out. This is just going to be, we're just shifting over all the points. Actually, this is kind of annoying because it's going to work on the centroid basis or whatever, so so we basically have to, every element has a center. So this is going to be, we just take the center.x minus the pause.x, and it's going to be int dx, right? Right? Like I'm thinking correctly about that. That doesn't need to be like the other way around. Yeah. Yeah, I think that I just literally add that to all the points. I think that this is just one of these things where we have to try it out, and if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But that's going to be the idea. No, so it's literally just for the editor side. So basically, you just click and it moves the element to wherever you clicked. It's it's not that complicated. I wish it was. Later, this is going to work with multiple elements, obviously, which is why we have selected elements like this, but I have to first test all of this with one element, and then later we can do multiple elements. Alright, yeah, I was going to make this back into a usable state because I was trying this thing with the aspect ratio and then it didn't work. My mic was bugging out, so you probably didn't even hear any of that. So we're just going to revert back to using VUV here because I attempted something here and it didn't work. So I was trying to make the corners better by correcting for aspect ratio, but I'm not fast, to be honest. I just have like a tick where I spam WA, which just saves my files. It's really not anything special. Okay, assuming that this works, what am I working on next? Well, I have to test everything in this because I just did everything on the editor side. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of these things where you kind of have to be pressing buttons or else you feel like you're not doing anything. Honestly, it's a lot of me just forgetting where stuff is. I would be a lot faster if if I actually remembered where stuff is and was able to search things. Okay, so this still works. Now if I go to add points. Oh, dude, that works. I'm actually so surprised that this actually worked. I was not expecting it to work. That's fun. The borders obviously aren't going to work properly. I have to do some research on how to... Okay, well that definitely isn't working. As we thought it would. Okay. One could say that this is not working properly. The move isn't, but the adding of the point is what really we care about here. I think that's really what we cared about. Now we also have this, which works as expected. Okay, that's nice. I don't know if this is working. That going to 0 really shouldn't change the entire thing to the border color. Do I like the nuclear UI? Well, I do, but I am trying to build my own because I think it's a bit restrictive, you know, with what you can do with it, you know, to be honest. That might not be working. I don't really remember what the behavior IDs are, to be perfectly honest. I would have to look that up. There's always this difficulty with me with enumifying things, because these are enums, but the value doesn't come up here. I wish that there was a way to do that easily. What is the game about? I wish I knew. It started as like a horror game, like a psychological kind of like RPG horror game, where it's going to be like your party, kind of like, I don't know, like one of those old DOS games, like Eye of the Beholder, but like in full 3D with like your party members really getting all bloodied up and stuff. Because I had like a dream about it, and so I ended up making this engine, but it's really been derailed to the point where now it's like got like, you know, full 3D B-hop physics and stuff like this. I mean, it is super laggy because I'm desktop capturing it, but you can look at my videos about it. Anyway. Oh, this is working now. Okay. And that changed the resolution. Okay. So the enums do work. The question is, now that the resolution changed, these didn't get scaled properly, so I have to look into this. Okay, so there are 2 bugs. The moving doesn't work. You know what? Oh, I think I know what it is. We don't actually change the center. I just do, the function is right there. Oh, I already have outline there as a pointer. But yeah, that's what the game started as, you know. Now it's kind of like just an engine. I guess the idea is to make like a tool for people to make stuff, because I think that honestly there aren't really great tools. I mean, there's commercial game engines, but I don't think that they're very like particular or expressive or weird. I don't know. I think I'm less of an engineer and more of like an artist weirdo, you know? Anyway. Okay. I'm kind of tempted to just run with that and try and see that. If that works. But what also wasn't working was the scaling when it when we resized. I don't remember even where that is. A resize render. Could try just commenting it out. Oh yes, because I also scale in here, so it's scaling it twice. That's why. Yeah, when I was a kid, I went to like engineering class or whatever, and the engineering teachers just hated me. They said that I would like never amount to anything or whatever, because I don't know, I was always like obsessed with the weird stuff and why things didn't work rather than making them work, I guess. I always wanted to make something cool rather than something technologically impressive, I guess. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of just like not really, I guess, obsessed with like following a tutorial or looking at what other people have done. Like I've kind of just like gone on my own and done it. Yeah, I also ended up not doing any work at the end of high school. I just got super bored with it. I've never been that great at keeping up with school, to be honest. So I can try and move now. Okay, well, to be honest, I did choose a really big element to move. Should also try to do this without the border stuff. Okay, now this is interesting because it appears to be like moving the area that it's rendered in rather than the thing itself. Like if I go here and I move it over here, it's going to I'm unsure. I might have to just straight up print out what's happening there because I don't really get it. It's also kind of annoying because I know OpenGL's stuff is like upside down essentially. Wait. Wait a second. Wait. Why does the add points button move the shape though? Wait, what? Hold on. Oh, this is completely broken. So now you're saying if I add points to it, it's going to suddenly appear again. Okay. So rendering code doing something different? I'm not... No, it's the literal pipeline just like takes... So the way it works, be better to show is it basically it loops through the points in pairs towards the center, and that's how we're doing polygons. So this is what it used to be. It used to just be the typical two triangles to make a quad, which, you know, just for rectangles, but now instead it takes an outline, which is like the convex hull stuff, just like all the rest of the geometry. And so it goes around, and it obviously has this at the end so that it wraps around. So it just takes it in pairs, and then it has the center, which is always going to be C. So it's basically like, you can think of it just like triangles going around the edge of the shape. But what's interesting to me is that the points are correct, obviously, because when I add points, it so this gets called no matter what. Add UI element to draw buffer. This does not get called. It gets called no matter what. It gets called during the main draw loop. So there's absolutely no way that I guess I could print it out and see. I think that's what I'm gonna have to do, is just like literally create a print here just to see if the points change at all, and if they don't change then I know exactly where it is. So we're just gonna do just the sad truth of what you gotta do sometimes. Honestly, this is why I like doing this stuff live, because these are ints. You gotta be kidding me. Actually, that might have something to do with it. I'm not used to working with integers, to be honest. Since we're in like pixel screen space, I'm used to the 3D stuff. Could it be a winding order? That's actually possible, but the thing is, I basically the function that computes the whole basically orders them based on counterclockwise no matter what, and that's battle tested. Like, that works with 3D geometry, so that's 100% correct. So I have no doubts about that. Let me just get rid of this other thing that's been printing out that's really bothering me. Element count. Yeah, this has been there for the whole time. So as you can see on UI change, we always call add UI element to draw buffer and rebuild the draw buffer. So there's literally no way that it's using stale data. And the width and height should not be changing because we're literally just translating the points over. I know what it is. I know what it is. I know what it is. The UVs might not... Because here, what I do is I set up these min and max values, and now these min and max values naturally change once I move them. So I wonder if I should have just called this function in the first place. Yeah, well, basically the actual kind of coordinate system for the UI is saved at a certain resolution, and then we scale it down to this. So we kind of save the JSON at it's like over 2K or something, so that you can be really specific with it. But then you scale it to the render resolution, and then just basically do it in the render resolution, because that's kind of how my mouse coordinates work and all of that. So I just thought that it would be easier to do it like that, because you're editing it at render resolution rather than our arbitrary resolution, you know? Nice. So yeah, what's happening here is these min and max values are not getting regenerated because I'm not calling this function. I wonder if I should just be calling that function. Like, there was a reason for me making that function, and I might just I should probably just be calling it instead of just calling the oh, also I don't recompute the whole. Oh, well, I shouldn't have to recompute the whole since I'm just translating the points, to be honest. I just have to change the min and max values. There's no reason that I should have to recompute the whole. That's pointless. Actually, you know what I can just do? I can just subtract this straight from the min and the max. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Alright, thanks, Chad. I appreciate it. All the help. It's good to have somebody that's stimulating my brain with this, because typically I just talk to myself and then I miss really obvious things. And thanks for telling me that my mic was messing up. To be honest, there's no way for me to check when that happens. It just, I don't know. I've tried the the microphone drivers and all of that, but apparently it's just I don't know, the solution might just be switch back to Windows. Like, which I don't like that being the solution. But hey Marcus, what's up? It's actually not NeoVim, it's actually Helix. I'm a heathen. Yeah, that should just work. I have the center. The width and the height is not going to change, obviously. Okay, let me just see if this works. And now once again, I, of course, added in a bunch of debug that isn't necessary anymore. I don't need to be printing these out because I just fixed this bug. He looks these nuts. That's good. That's really good. Trying to learn computer graphics. Well, you know, if you have any questions, just let me know. I don't really know anything about computer graphics. I just do it, you know? So if there's any specific question you have. I don't really think I'm like the best authority on it because I'm kind of like self-taught. I didn't really do a lot of tutorials other than just like the learn OpenGL basics sort of thing. But what am I doing here? Let's focus. Okay, I'm moving this, hopefully. Okay. I'm actually very happy that that works. Okay. Yeah, I have really no idea how to make the borders work. That might just be something that I have to do off stream and do a bunch of testing with. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know anything about C++. I tried to do C++ when I was younger, but I never really enjoyed it as much as I do C. They're kind of two completely different languages, so I don't really know anything about C++. Well, that's good. Keep doing it. I mean, to be honest, you can see on my channel when I started doing computer graphics, it was only like, it's probably by now 5 months ago, when I started on a different project, and it eventually became this. So I'm working on a game engine, this engine. So right now I'm making the UI to make the UI. The last stream title was UIception as a joke, but yeah, so I'm doing the UI in Nuclear to tweak this UI, and then eventually this UI will be the one that I'm making that is going to be editor facing and scriptable. But obviously we have these behavior IDs, which are going to change the if I can remember what these even are. But yeah, so this should hopefully, if I have the right thing selected, still testing this, but the behavior is basically the fake scripting thing that's like, yeah, that's not, oh, actually, we're not gonna interact. You can see how now it's pressable. Have I done hot reloading? Well, yeah, basically, it's like, you know, I have that in, it takes a while, so there's certain things, for example, like, I have this system where we can regenerate like a light map for a specific. This might crash. No, it works still. So we can regenerate like a light map. It might be a bit buggy because I haven't touched this in a while for like a part of the map. So that's kind of hot reloading, but for some things it exists. So for like resolution changing, I have these buttons that are kind of hot reloading. I also have a ability to reload a map, but it takes a minute. That's what I just pressed. Yeah, well, keep up with it. I mean, the OpenGL tutorials are really good, and honestly, it's really not that complicated at all, especially with if you have so obviously that's kind of a hot reload. It's kind of a cold reload because it takes a while. How do I do that? Can I do a tutorial? So I'll show you what it looks like. Let me just quit out here so that I don't lag. Yeah, I've been working on it for a while. I've got videos on it on my channel, but that specifically, well, there's two different systems there. The map save and the map reload are two different things. So if I go to map.c, I haven't touched this in a long time, but it's just written to binary, and I haven't touched the struct in a long time, but I can show you the struct too. It's going to be in here at the bottom of this file. No, it's in, as you can see, I have quite a large project here, but yeah, so this is the map cell struct, and I haven't touched this in a long time because there's obviously some things in here that I'm not using anymore, like this. But so essentially every map cell has cached indices to these triangles, and this is all the geometry that's inside of a map cell. The map cell is just the 2D array of the map from top down, you can think of it. So all of that is the actual data that's stored, and then the holes are generated on map load, which is why it takes a while to load, but it keeps our map file size down. So as you can see, this is kind of how the data is serialized. It's very basic. It just literally loops over the map cells, and then it just writes them here. And this is exactly what it does. I am probably going to have to rewrite a lot of this, but yeah, so that's what it looks like. The actual problem is really in here. The light map is the hard part. So the light map, this is why it takes so long to load maps, is because I don't save light maps very often, because there's a lot of things in here that are really hard and large to save. So our light maps right now, because of the UVs and the resolution we do it at, are really large. So we basically write every triangle and all of the pixels of the triangles and the light values that they get to a file. And that can be really large. So for even this small map, it ends up being like 60 to 80 megabytes. You do smell C. It's a very, very, very smelly project. Yeah, so that's kind of how the saving and loading works. It isn't really fast, but that's why I made this. I can show you where that this might actually be helpful to you. This regenerate in composite light map neighborhood. So this is a gigantic function that was basically me like, I want to be able to iterate on maps eventually. Isn't there any alternative for storing that much data? So there's reasons why it's a lot of data. For example, this blur grid was my kind of solution to the issues with UVs you get, because UVs are done kind of not spatially aware of triangles that they're next to, because it's done all in pre-allocated little triangles that you allocate recs to at the beginning. You basically get an atlas, and that's how all the engines do it. But so my solution to this was to create a voxel blur grid. And so whenever we project out to a light source from a UV triangle, we basically cache that and all of the UVs in that little voxel into what I call the blur grid. And this stores, within it stores all of the texels and their positions, and then later when we go to blur, we know what to reference so that we can blur across all of those. And that happens in, unfortunately, as with everything in game engine dev, nothing is very simple. But that was my solution. I may change it eventually, but if you can see, yeah, so when I go to blur, this is the volumetric light map and not the actual, when we go to blur across triangles, this is where we actually use the blur grid, as I call it. I haven't touched this in a couple of weeks, but let's see, I made a video about the volumetric stuff when I was still playing around with it, but now I'm kind of obsessed with doing the UI. But yeah, that's where I use the and then we get all the neighbor voxel indices from this and add them up and do the weights based on the normals and all of that. There's basically a lot of tweaking to get that to the point where it got, but yeah, so that's that. If you have any other specific questions about that, I'm happy to answer that. But my kind of goal with this engine is to get it to run on a potato. So I always go for storing more data than doing things at runtime on the GPU. I'd rather just pre-compute light maps, because that's the way older games did it. And I don't know, the whole like ray tracing, you have to buy a really fascinating, a really gigantic GPU. It's kind of like, I don't think that you should have to buy a GPU to play cool games. That's at least my opinion on it. So what was I gonna do? I kind of did a lot of the things that I wanted to do. I had this down here. Yeah, I don't know how to do the borders with this. I have no clue. I'm probably gonna have to figure out how to do that later. But all of this works. I guess I could start on the logic to edit multiple ones at once. I think that'll be especially important for the color. But the annoying thing with that is that I probably have to do ranges just like I do for entities. So that's going to be in here. I think I have the range. Yeah, entity selection range. The proper way to do this is to do the exact same thing, but for the UI element struct. Do you mention BSP tree? Not really. I'm not that efficient with it, because you can pretty much do everything with camera matrices nowadays. It's actually more efficient, I think, on the GPU to do it. So I still do some stuff on the GPU. It's not all CPU based, but my idea is that I would like, a relatively new computer to run things very efficiently. So I don't do BSPs because it's kind of hard for a solo dev to do BSPs, but UI selection. You know what I could also do instead of doing this? I could probably do the text boxes. That's probably pretty important, actually. I think I want to make that a separate thing because they're completely separate vertices and all that. What techniques do I use in my render pipeline in real time? Good question. So a big part of it is the lighting. So I have a UV light map, which is, you can look this up later, but a UV light map is basically like a 2D atlas of all of the textures, and we store the lighting values in texel space on those textures, essentially. And so on load time, I allocate all of those spatially in rectangles, and then we project out towards the light from those, and then determine what values those get, essentially. That's the first light map that I have, is that UV light map. And then on top of that, I have a volumetric light map that's done in voxel space. So that's done full 3D. And we basically iterate through each voxel towards light sources that are within range and towards whatever skylight, ambient light we have. So we iterate over all of that. And that happens, basically, I have 2D tiles that are an array. And you basically spatially put those out into like 6 by 6 by 6. I think I have it right now for each voxel, and then we shoot out. So that's a part of the lighting. I might end up changing that to like a more closer to global illumination, though I don't want to make it full real time, annoying on the GPU thing. But that's the lighting. And then for all of the dithering, I use just a Bayer in the shader kind of to get the retro effects and stuff like that. I also do, it's kind of hard. I was gonna bring up a canvas to show you what it looks like, but I can just go straight to the render loop and show you what it looks like. So I can show you all the passes, right? So we have, first of all, our this is our background, so our sky shader, and this pass just does the background, and then we go to the texture arrays, which hold all of our geometry, and then we iterate through all of these. So these happen separately because OpenGL has this thing where, I don't know if you know about it, but if you have a texture array, which is basically an atlas of textures, that they all have to be the same exact width and height, and they all have to have the same basically import parameters, such as their clamp and their bitmaps or whatever. So we have to allocate those in separate arrays on map load. And also during editing, if you want to re-import a texture and import a new texture, it has to get put in the right texture array or make a new one, essentially. And this is going to get more complicated when we have actual meshes, but this is the efficient way to do it, is to batch your draw calls in these texture arrays. And so that's what that is. We iterate through all of them and then draw them in these batch draw calls. So this gets called for each texture array, which all has different settings. And then this is just bullet decal stuff, which I haven't touched in weeks. And then our entities get drawn, which are also in the same texture arrays. It's just they're separate because they have a different VAO layout, which you might be learning about if you're doing the OpenGL tutorials. And then I have this. This is a secondary draw pass. We don't use this right now, but the idea behind this is that you might want to fake depth eventually, and so you might want to draw some certain textures deferred. And so that's set up there, and it has a separate buffer. And then this is our particle effects. This is super, still working on this, but this is the snow. Obviously very generalized, but I just wanted to start playing up with it. And yeah, if there's any other specific questions, that's just the overall kind of rundown of it. And then obviously we have our fog, and then we do our fog at a lower resolution than our render, and then we upscale it, and then we do the same thing for the bloom down here. We take all of the things above certain threshold from our main scene, and then we blur it, and then we composite it on top at full resolution. But yeah, if you want to do all the post-processing things like volumetric fog and bloom, it's typically good practice to do it at lower resolution, because they're really tough on the GPU, unless you want to make something like a AAA game, which you can probably get away with doing it at full resolution. But anyway, I know I'm probably throwing a lot at you there, but that's basically what it's about. I think, to be honest, we probably need a separate function for this, so that's what I'm going to do next. Void display text. Yeah, the issue isn't really with doing the 3D graphics at this point. The real boss of making this is navigating this file system that I have. As I know it very well, but it still is kind of massive, you know? What's he doing? I'm right now I'm working on the UI system for my game engine. So this is gonna be eventually the user facing kind of scriptable system. 4 and 4 is correct. For I have to make this a part of the enum. Okay, selection state. So yeah, you know, honestly, I'm probably not the best C programmer. There are a lot of other content creators out there that probably write a lot better code than I do. I think, I don't know. I have my strengths, and one of them isn't making very clean code, so a lot of my stuff is all over the place. But yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of code to build a game engine, obviously, but my solutions are definitely not the most ideal, maybe. Let me not forget to change this. Am I an engineer or not? That's a good question. I don't like comparing myself to people, but I'd hope I'm more of like a John Romero. Is it open source? Is it like pure hobby, or did you take a CS major or working? I have never had a programming job, but I did take a computer science course when I was in high school, and did NetBeans Java stuff, and then I just like kept on doing JavaScript and etc. Then got older. Um, so first of all, the open source question. This isn't open source, but you can look through all of my streams and basically see all of my code. It's not private at all. I just have my own kind of version control system that's private. Maybe when it's more completed, I'll put it up on like a Patreon later. And as far as learning C++, Kino, I don't really know C++, at least, modern C++. I just know C. I briefly tried to learn C++ when I was younger, because I wanted to break into game development. But I just ended up falling in love with C, and creating all the structures and implementing vectors and all that myself. I just like having full control, even if it's not ideal at all. But I would hope that my code is better than Pirate Software's. Not to throw shade, but I don't really know much about the drama or know much about the guy. I also have played World of Warcraft, and seeing him ratting out like that in DM North was kind of trash. Like, coming from somebody who's played a lot of Classic. Anyway, this is not in the header file yet. I know how to use booleans. Honestly, I probably rely on booleans more than I do enums, which is really bad as far as the longevity of my code. But I still appreciate it. What other file is this? It's going to be this. Yeah, I think just the raw amount of code that a game engine requires, you kind of have to be more engineer-brained about it than I am. So it's caused me a lot of pain, but I'm sticking with it. Yeah, I mean, if you want to copy what I've done, then feel free. I'm not going to stop you. I'm definitely, I don't know. I feel like every programmer probably thinks that they're bad to some degree. I think I've heard that that's a common thing, but yeah. I guess I wouldn't be streaming this if I didn't have any hope that I knew a little bit of what I was doing, It's going to be pretty much the exact same thing. I think we can even copy the mouse states. I think that works fine. Yeah, I mean, it's never too late to learn. I'm probably older than most people that are watching this, to be honest. I'm like 24 or 25, I forget, but yeah. It's never too late to learn. Like, I didn't know computer graphics until a few months ago, and then I, started. But I've always been, I made a chess engine in Rust and all that. So, I mean, just don't be afraid to just jump into a project. Yeah, I've never been... My mom's face is trying to become Elon Musk. I would hope that it wouldn't become Elon Musk. But as far as full stack dev, I've really never liked JavaScript, but I did it briefly. I did some just bots and calling YouTube APIs and web scraping and all that. I've never really liked it. I also tried to learn React and break into that industry, but I never really stuck with it because I like low-level stuff. Low-level specifically, not back-end. I don't like any of that. I think selected elements is going to have to be a separate array completely. So that is going to be in here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay with the thing here and continue to do this sort of thing exactly for this. This is what I'm trying to do is just keep these separate. I think the indices is a fine way to structure this. But I mean, feel free to join our Discord. We just kind of started it. If you want somewhere to, everybody in there is a dev, so we're all kind of learning and teaching each other things, so I think that this is just how we're doing it. Yeah, I think I'm just going to copy the same structure basically for this menu. We have to remember to change this to selected text boxes though, not forget that. I wonder if there's a fast way to do this. Selected elements. Just gonna go for this and then text box. Oh, selected text boxes. Okay, it wasn't that efficient, but add points isn't going to be a thing for text boxes, but yeah, I think we just delete it and we keep move and make element. Selecting points actually isn't important for that's what these resizable indices were. This is for basically vertices if we want to translate. But for text boxes, you literally only have rectangles, at least in typical text boxes. So at least for right now, we don't actually need this. I'll just comment it out for now. But I think for this, we don't want to implement this. But we'll still do the color picker. And this is just me copying and pasting the same thing that I've used from when I started using Nuclear. We are going to once again just assume that we are selecting one text box for now. So I'm just going to go text box pointer box equals right, I always forget that I make these selections, and now I'm not even going to need this pointer. The reason why I do this thing where I wrap them in an additional abstraction is, also I shouldn't call this, I should call this, I don't know, box. The reason why I wrap this in an extra abstraction is because I usually end up needing something in that abstraction. Okay, well, if you're gonna make me, I guess I can't complain, but let's see if we can do this the efficient way. I think that this should be able to just rename these and not. I called it a box. Oh, what do I call the thing on this? I don't even know. Oh gosh, it's in where is this? This is in oh, sorry, Arya. I honestly pressed start streaming by accident. And I was only planning on being alive for a little while, but then everybody started joining in. Thanks, Abio. I appreciate that. I just set it up recently. It apparently isn't in this file. Also, don't worry about missing the start of the stream. My mic was apparently doing the thing again, so I had to switch to the Flatpak OBS for whatever reason. I have to find out where I had text boxes. That's actually probably here. Type def redefinition with, oh, that's why it's getting mad at me. What did I call the RGB here? I did call it color. Okay, yeah, I was just getting mad at me because of that. I completely went down a wrong rabbit hole there. I guess we can do fills too. Yeah, I was really just, to be honest, I was just like, maybe I should stream because I was just working here in silence and like actually doing like being crazy productive when my last stream was not very productive, and I was just like, maybe I'll just set up the stream, and then I pressed it by accident, and then anyway, right now I have all of the UI stuff working, and we can now make UI little widgets with any number of points, which is cool, but we're working on these text boxes. I don't actually know how to implement fill at all with the text boxes. I would probably have to pass it as a separate draw call. So I'm kind of setting this up with the fill colors still actually being useless. So there is that. I'm not looking forward to that. I also don't. You could literally just, if you weren't lazy, you could just create a rectangle behind it as a different UI thing. But I feel like every kind of editor has text box fills, so okay. Hopefully I changed everything correct there. What else? I can just go straight off of the struct here. The font ID doesn't actually do anything because we only have one font, but I suppose we could create a font ID thing that chooses a font ID. That's fine. Yeah, I've been really struggling with the borders and getting them to work with things that aren't rectangles, and I don't know what I'm going to do for that, but I assume that there's some way to make it work, but it's probably actually really difficult, so what am I doing? Yeah, all of a sudden, like, so many people joined the stream and started talking. I was kind of yapping for a long time, and now I'm trying to get back in the zone, and I can't. I actually didn't make a group ID for this, even though I should have. I definitely should have. So there's also that. The group ID is basically the menu that it pops up. So it controls the visibility, you can think of it. Basically like it's pause menu or whatever. Yeah, this is full 3D painful graphics. The max group ID is 2 for now. The annoying thing with all of this in terms of creating UI that's like only stopover UI is that basically all of this stuff is enomified. It just, I really don't want to go through the pain, like pointless pain of writing these enum names to strings, to char arrays, to const char arrays that then get put into drop downs for nuclear. Like that just seems like way too much work for something that I can just look up which group ID it is. But later I'm gonna have to do that, I guess. And each enum, when I do the scripting for it, is later gonna have to have a proper title. Okay, so yeah, this also has a group ID. I can try this doing the music in Discord. I don't even have Discord open, do I? I tried it earlier and then it was lagging my computer like so bad. I tried it last night and it was like unusable basically. But yeah, apparently it works. Yeah, but the thing is, like, I don't know if I want to do it because right now it's like it's only being used for nuclear, so like eventually I'm gonna have my own, like these aren't gonna be finalized, so let's see if I can get this up and running. I think it's /link, or no, it's /join. That's what it is. If it starts lagging my computer, I have no promises though if I can keep this up, because apparently it takes like the stream straight from your. Yeah, this is awful. This is awful. This is awful. I think honestly it might just be that yeah, we're not doing this. It was like the choppiest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Yeah, sorry, no music. Yeah, apparently I think it just doesn't work when I have my mic live. I just think it has like interference or whatever. So I did test off stream and it works fine. Maybe I just have to have somebody do it for me, or just get another computer. But yeah, I should link the I could link the playlist. I think that this is, I have this playlist public. This is my my soul playlist, soul and R&B. I guess I can just do the font ID really quick. Oh, I did do the font ID. I just called it behavior. And then text size. Oh yeah, maybe I should do an ampersand, but yeah, it's C plus OpenGL. Apologies if you came in here expecting C++. This is this is the way God intended. Just kidding, I have nothing against C++. The max for this is not going to be a 1.0. This is probably something like 10. Apparently like 4 is a good text size. I don't really know what text size is based on in my engine's convention. It's like not even... I just set it at 4 and it worked, and it looked pretty good, so I don't think it's based on pixel size at all. It's just a random value that everything is multiplied by. The way God intended is without OpenGL. Man, this is already like 15,000 lines. How many lines would this be if that would be the case? To be honest, I wouldn't even know where to start with that. What is the ID? I think that ID is kind of pointless, but what do I know? Actually, that ID is just the global ID that it has for... the weird thing is I don't think I have a global ID on my... on these... Oh, wait. This says behavior ID. Do text boxes really need behavior? I guess that you could. You could. So I'll just call this behavior ID. It can function the same way. Oh yeah, I have to make a text box thing. Okay, where's the last time I did that? That would be in the last time I did that. This was really annoying actually to do because I had to like. I think what I'm gonna try to do now. Yeah, like this is so. This is the part of nuclear that I don't get. Like, why is it so hard to take in text arguments? I think the way I had to do this last time was that I had to just like make it so that you can't press any other buttons on your keyboard. It's basically how my save map thing works. But yeah, I guess I can just put this down here and then try to implement something that's similar to this. I don't really understand how this works. I just kind of copied it. And then once it worked, I just stopped touching it. So this is going to be the text. This text buffer was this. I wish that there was a way, I know that there is a way that you can check if the mouse is hovering a certain element, but I don't think that we can just like check, have I clicked the element yet? Is the engine rendering anything yet? Yeah, it is. You can check the videos on it, but I am about to compile, I think, I haven't compiled it in a while, so I think it's a good idea to. But yeah. YouTube is telling me that my current bitrate is lower than the recommended bitrate. But I think my laptop might crash if I try a higher bitrate. It's made by Microsoft. You know it's good when we're compiling straight into GDB. It's a good stream. Yeah, for anybody watching, feel free to join the Discord. We just started it, so it's brand new if you want to share whatever you're working on. It does take forever to launch when I'm streaming, but yeah. So, Phyllis, you're in my way. Okay. So now I have this. My mouse is on my other monitor. Okay. This isn't actually going to show anything because I. Actually, we can check. Check if we. No, I didn't implement that. Okay. So yeah, this isn't showing any of the options we made because I forgot to implement the selecting. But anyway, we have this. This is what we were working on earlier, which this just moves the UI elements and adds points to them. And that works fine. It's just the borders don't work, and I don't really know how to make the borders work at all. So what else can I test here? Yeah, this still just does the default element. I should do it so that it just copies the one that you have selected. But that might change anyway in the future. Anyway, yeah, for all the new people viewing, I've kind of all of this map editor stuff that's all been implemented. It's all kind of been there working, wise, but I might have to. There is that annoying quirk about it. It's looking cool. Oh, thank you. Anyway, I have to work on this. The select is going to be actually over here on no, it's under input. It's not under the, yeah, it's over here. Yeah, this is just, it's going to be another little thing here. It's going to be basically the same exact thing that we already implemented, but I think we just have to keep the text boxes separate because they have different data points, even though we're going to edit them the exact same way pretty much. I missed the switch at the beginning. That's a bummer. That's a real bummer, let me tell you. Okay. This is going to be the exact same thing. We're just not going to have this do anything. So, I think here's what I'm going to do. So I am going to, I wish there was a way, is there a way to copy? I wish I could just, I've never clicked that button before. Okay, well, I'll just navigate to it the regular way, but I want to, I wanted to have this in both splits, but it's fine. I don't know where this clear UI element, this isn't in this file. This is in map.c. Okay. I'm just going to implement the same exact thing again, just for the text boxes. Oh man, that's such a bummer actually, that I missed the selected here. It's annoying. Okay, so we can just put that in the header. I don't understand why this is in this file, but I don't want to move everything. Why is this scratch buffer Okay. I don't really know what button I pressed to do that, but we're just gonna ignore that. Now the question is, where was I? I was here. That's where I was. Okay. So first things first, we have to change this. And then we have to implement the same thing, but this is actually going to be a much easier thing because we aren't doing full convex stuff with text boxes. So I wish you could go to definition in your split. There might be a way to do that. Like, I wish I could just have that on my other split, if that makes sense. But I have to keep going back and forth, which is annoying. Yeah, you know what? I think the way you end up doing this is that you just do it, but then you create the scratch buffer on the stack. So that's what I'm gonna do. This is also still all global state, so eventually this is going to be like properly done, but let me look at the time really quick. Okay, it's 6. That's not that bad, actually. I thought that all of a sudden it was way late because I've been kind of zoned in here. Okay, so we're just going to change all of these element and v. Don't do that. V and okay. Now what I want to do is I want to do this. Okay, there we go. We got it. Actually, we're going to name this text boxes, so hold on. Right. We just said that we were going to do this. Okay, so I have this code here that just generate default. So this is going to be doing the same thing. This is the exact thing. I'm just going to call this count. So this is going to be, I wonder if it's faster to just do int x equals text boxes. Well, you can just, what was this again? the radius width. That's just, I think that's just int rw equals box width divided by 2. It's just that. Okay. This should just be the original outline. And the counter is just going to be a solid 4 because it's always okay. The draw layer, I do have a draw layer for the text boxes. I don't know why that's not showing up. Or if I don't have it, then I should. I swear I did. Maybe I didn't actually. We're just not going to do that then. I was doing that so that you always select the highest one essentially, but for this I don't think it matters right now. But yeah, I thought that all of the boxes were batched and there was a queue sort for it, but I think I only did the queue sort for the UI elements so far. So I have to remember to do that next. Or not next, but eventually. Okay. So that's going to be returning that. And now once again, we have to go back here to here. Remember to put it in the header file first. Remember to put it in the header file first. Do not do it. Okay. I should really go to it on this. It might actually be, wow, we're right there actually. It's fine. I'm just gonna edit this by hand. So this is get that's so annoying that that actually does that. Okay. Now I have to implement the add to selection. Once again, it should be the exact same thing. We're doing the clear and then we're just adding one. I mean, you're joking to me that that's not in UI.c. What file is this in? This is in map.c. I'm like split between two different files here, and it's very annoying. Oh yeah, that's just because I haven't edited that yet. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty annoying. I think that we can just replace selected element though with kind of have to focus for this. No, don't do that. Okay. We're just going to take what we can get with that and not go anymore, and then just go here and change this land. Yeah, that's text box. Oh, but we're going based on outline buffer. I don't think we need to cache that, to be honest. So I think we're just going to recalculate that once again. When we add it to the selection, since this is only editor facing, I need to find where I just put that code though. That's in UI.c, I believe. I think we were calling it original outline, yeah. So it's all of this. Yeah. There's no need to cache this on the struct. So I shouldn't even stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. I typically overcomplicate things like this. When it's a text box, it should just be a rectangle. And if you want to have octagonal text boxes, then maybe we should think about that later, but okay. We don't really need this. We can just check the couch. Well, no, we're just going to 4 here. Okay. Wait a second. I kind of forgot what I was doing here. We don't actually need any of this. All we need is this. I said I wasn't doing that. Okay. Map.h. Yeah, I can go to that over here. Trying to find the other. I guess I'll just put it here. Okay. Where was I? It's in here. Yeah. Hi, Vec. T. Hi, random person. How are you doing? Okay. Now that should be selecting it. And now I just need to implement the move stuff. And also this make. This is easy to implement. I should just do this. Yeah, this is, once again, we're not actually going to do this, and we're going to do what we were trying to do the last time, which is just create a static default for it. Yeah, we're just going to do the same thing for the text box here. Yeah. Even though it's annoying, I think it's worth it to do. Just to have it's good practice to have a fallback anyway. Well, I'm glad I remind you of someone. Were they a programming YouTuber? I think the default is 0. Why is this getting mad at me? Okay, fine. I guess that makes sense. The problem is that I didn't really do these in logical order, so now that's kind of messing with my whole thing. My keyboard is this funky little thing where it presses the same key twice. I don't know, I built this keyboard a long time ago and it's kind of, it likes to do funny things like that. It's kind of annoying that it makes me write state none here. The group ID is gonna, the default is always UI pause menu. Yes. Well, I appreciate that. Okay. Okay, so now we're just setting this to the default text box, which is the way this should have always been. But the last stream I did, it was not cooperating, and this wasn't the bug, but I thought it was. Generate default UI points. Hold on. Generate UI dimensions from outline. Does this... Okay, so this was not what I thought it was. Okay, so I think we can just comment it out. I don't think that we need to scale anything here. I do think Terry Davis is really, really impressive, to be honest. I would be lying if I didn't sometimes watch old Terry Davis streams, to be honest. They're very, like, comforting to me. Paolo, this is C. It's a very old language. Requires kind of a lot of like implementing things by hand, which is what you're kind of seeing me do here. This is C++. Okay, so now I have to implement this move, which we are just moving the x and the y. We are just moving the x and the y here. So it's much more simple than how this ended up being, because we don't have to rescale anything. I don't know why I'm using like this weird Java convention today where I keep on capitalizing variable names randomly. How am I going to do this? I think we just get rid of this. Yes. Isn't it just I feel like this is really stupid, but I think that this is what I'm doing. No? I don't need a center. I think we're good on that. I feel like this is I feel like that's wrong, but you know, sometimes the solution is really that easy. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the whole Terry Davis thing is super sad, but I relate to him. I also have, you know, overall mental issues. I'm not going to get into it, but yeah, I'm definitely inspired by him. Oh, I didn't change the arguments on this, did I? Oh no, I did. I'm taking into account. No, this is fine. I was looking at the wrong thing. This can seg fault us for sure. Wait a minute. Wait. I put this. I've been putting this where the UI was. I think that this is fine though. Like, this is actually just I just completely blanked there. This is UI element. This, we're gonna copy it and then change it back to UI element. Alright, I think it's I mean, for me, just talking from my personal experience, like when I was younger, it was kind of like a kind of a thing where you can like build your own world, you know, and like escape. So I think that I don't think it's necessarily like a sign of a great programmer, but I think that there's some correlation there with the people who are drawn to programming, you know. I've always liked to create my own little world. Like once I started programming, I was kind of like obsessed with the fact that that you could like make anything, you know. Like I was making like things in the terminal. I was like addicted to it, you know. It's like a freedom that I didn't have before, if that makes sense. I think normal people don't really care about that because they have that, you know. But I mean, maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about at all. This is not going to be a thing. I think that this is pretty much everything I needed to implement before we oh gosh, my workspace crashed, I think, for that, so I have to kill it from the task manager. Yeah, I got a seg fault at sprintf try info type. So it was some string. And I'm going to have to look into that later. But yeah. What's the name of the font that I'm using? It's so you can find it at oldschoolfonts.org, I believe. Old School Fonts. Old School PC Fonts. I might just paste you the link here because I think that the font is pretty cool. You can find it there. It's the Trident 9x16 MX 437 font. Yeah, I mean, I really appreciate that. I hope that you do something great someday. I mean, just don't undersell yourself ever to yourself, and just keep positive about it. Trust me, I haven't been hardcore programming all of these years, that's for sure. I've been off and on, so okay. Now if I'm okay, it works. It is large. And that's why we want to have layers, so that I don't select the one that's on the bottom, but it is moving around. What else can I test here? Oh, I didn't. Did I tie this to something? I did. Okay. So that works. Okay. The behavior ID isn't going to do anything. The group ID, is this tied to anything? Did I tie it to a variable? I can't remember. Okay, this works. That's actually working, because so if I do this and then do this, then it won't show up, which is what we want. Now it should show up again. Good. Now I can try this. Okay, this works. And this is the fill color. It's just for some reason the labels are messed up. The text box is okay. You can put text in it, which is all I really care about. I think, I don't know. I think the way we did this last time was we basically just made it so that if you had this menu open, when you press enter, you would just send the string in. But I don't know how we're gonna do it this time, but resolution button works. It's pretty funny. Obviously, you can go to funny resolution here. If I go here, I'm not going to be able to. Oh, I seg faulted. Oh yeah, we're dividing by 0 because I went too small. I should actually fix this. So in compute center 2D. So let's look where that is and make sure that that gets fixed. Because I haven't tried to go to that small before. It would be here in compute center 2D. It's actually a strange way for us to crash. We apparently are dividing by 0. The count. Oh, it just when we resize. Okay. Okay, I mean, we're just gonna say if count. Actually, the count. I mean, we should probably just have this as a thing anyway. If count equals 0, we just return. Let's just return a 0, 0 for this. What IDE am I using? It's a text editor, so it's Helix. It kind of is like an IDE. It has some IDE-ish features, but it doesn't have like a built-in compiler. So I just use GCC on the side. My compile flags are here. So there you go. So what was I doing? Oh right, I wanted to make it so that you can change the text. That's going to be, I think, a bit difficult, but we can try. Let's search SDLK, enter, because if I don't get it on enter, I'm going to be mad. I apparently don't have enter here. I mean, if I don't have enter here, then this actually becomes stupidly easy, because then I think I can just assign this to enter and get away with it. So is it right enter? Right return. I've never been a return guy myself. Okay. Now what is it that we're... I don't remember what the thing is for this. Oh, okay, so we had it down here. We had a toggle save menu, right? And then okay, I see. So we didn't have it on a button. We didn't have it on a button. I was just misremembering that. We have it on on a button, but not a keyboard button. Let me just find that. It's got to be down here in the save menu, which is at the top. It's this button. So it takes the string from the text buffer just straight up. And apparently we didn't segfault then, and so we're not going to segfault now. So why don't I use a popular editor like VS Code or NeoVim? So I used to use VS Code, but navigating the file system was super difficult because I have a big file system now for this project. So I switched to Helix because it wasn't hard to set up like NeoVim. I used NeoVim when I was like a teenager though. Briefly, but I think for me the whole reason I used NeoVim in the beginning was just because it made me feel like a hacker or whatever. But I think NeoVim is cool. It's just the LSP setup is really annoying with it, so Helix is just really convenient because it works right out of the box, you know? I wonder if this sprintf is actually needed or if I can just use the text buffer itself. I think we might just want to try it to just use the text buffer. I guess you have to have a button here that this is going to be called change text. But yeah, I have actually a video on what I like about Helix. If you're interested in it, I think that it's a pretty cool editor. I think it's pretty neat. Okay. This is box text equals text buffer. Yeah, that's why. Okay. Isn't like strcpy? I never do this type of stuff, so I think that this is how you're supposed to do it. This might be cursed. I think that's how you're supposed to do it. Is this how you do it? I don't actually know. I could also just sprintf it, but I think that that's like the correct way to do it. I never use strcpy. I just use typically sprintf. I'm gonna have to figure out this thing with my mic because my mic was doing the thing again, which was super annoying at the beginning of the stream. So the VOD is kind of scuffed for the first 30 minutes again. I don't know. I thought that it was a pulse audio thing, but apparently it's not. I don't know. I do not know. Okay. Let's just select this for now. This might just crash us, but wow. Do I know what I'm doing, or is this just... Okay, now I'm not selecting an element though. Okay, so for whatever reason, that just, once you change the text, you just can't select another text box? Okay. I don't really know where that bug is. I can press on them? Oh, thanks. Yeah, I've never used this before. Honestly, I kind of wish that it was in a different location. I kind of wish it was here. Do you know how to... You can probably tell me that later, but yeah. Okay, well... This is very strange why this... Because my mouse mode is correct. And this is working, but this isn't. Oh boy. Alright. I'm going to have to figure that out. I think we're going to have to do some reading here, unfortunately. So how come that's the only thing that I can think of is that this is coming back null, so that's what I'm going to check. This is null. That's why. That's why. That's why. That is definitely why. Because it isn't null. That's why. I did say that I was going to stop doing this and make this better, but for this reason, because I keep on doing the exact same thing. But what can you do? Change? No, couldn't be me. Okay, let's just check if that works. Hate to self-promote, but we do have a Discord that you can join that if you want to promote yourself or whatever. I just made it, so but yeah, I'm probably going to stream maybe in 2 days. But yeah, I'm probably going to head out soon because talking through all this stuff just takes it out of me. It really does. Okay. But I actually got some work done, which didn't happen last time. Hold on. Oh, that's why. Oh. Not really sure why that's happening, but that should fix all of the... Yeah, it's very strange. So let me check the this is null, this is null, this is null. So that's exactly what I needed to know. Yeah. Alright, thanks. I will check out that config after. Yeah, this is coming back null. I might have to just check that out later. Because I think what I'm gonna do, if that's still coming back null, is I'm gonna have to print out the points and make sure that wait a second. I know what it is. I know what it is. Okay, so this is a bigger problem actually. Hey, Mumu. This is a bigger problem actually than I thought, because basically the start of the text boxes is not X, or the middle is not X or Y, which is true for the other UI elements. The X and Y is the center, and the points are projected out from it, but for text boxes, the X and the Y is the start point, right, for the text. So computing the actual box bounds for text boxes is something that I'm probably going to have to look up how to do that with the MSDS font type and the text size or whatever. Do I use tmux? No, I do not. No, I do not. To be honest, my whole setup is kind of jank. But yeah, this is just plain Helix on Linux. But yeah, so I don't know how I'm gonna do that. I think actually I probably do. I'm going to have to find, the first thing I have to do is yeah, so that's what I have to do. I have to go not do that. Add text box to draw buffer is where this code would be. I haven't really looked at this. Yeah, it's this. Okay, I know where it is. Okay, so it's it's in font ID. That's where it is. Okay. Yeah, so I have to go by font ID, find the index, then find the amount of characters, then split it in half, and then count over and multiply by the X offset of the font. Just entirely very frustrating to do. Okay. Do I really want to do that right now? I don't know. It's going to be in this function. I have to actually get the outline, what I have to do is I have to go to Oh, that's so painful. Oh, are you kidding me? Oh man. Yeah, I might have to do this when I'm more awake later. But yeah, this is going to have to be indexed by I have to iterate over each character in the thing. Just, yeah, I might just have to do this later. This is gonna be Is this my own game engine? Yes, it is. Unfortunately. I think I just closed this actually, but I didn't mean to. And because of my own stupidity, this add text box is not in this file. It's in text. No, it's in fonts.c. No, it isn't. Was it here? No, this is what we were working on the other day with frame buffers. I don't know. Yeah, I might just have to do this when I'm more awake, unfortunately. Yeah, I have to index this by character. Essentially, the glyph array works like each character is Unicode indexed to 256 for each font, and then each of those glyphs then has a I think that this, I don't remember how this works, but yeah, this apparently has a dimension thing. But anyway, I am exhausted, and I actually have a meter here of, there's apparently 1,700 parts per million of CO2 in this room, so I have to go outside. Yes, it's my favorite painting. I love Van Gogh, and it's quite a violent painting. I think it's an amazing painting. I saw it in Baltimore a bunch of years ago. It's quite an angry, violent painting. Just the way he uses layers, and it's just brilliant. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. Join the Discord if you want to get notified when I go live next. It's probably going to be in like 2 or 3 days. But all right, I have to get out of here. Okay, peace out. I should really make like an end screen, you know what I mean? But it's just going to die. Well, enjoy death.